This is the Buzz-Bee Air Warriors Pixelator, and this is the Tornado. Both of these blasters are uniquely bad, and together they make up one of the worst user experiences I've had in a long time. I know I've made a video with this title before, but I'll say it again. Hey Buzz-Bee, you good?
What the heck?
Hello everyone, my name is Beret, and sometimes I wear a beret. We are going to be taking a look at those two blasters shortly. Both were sent in for review purposes from Buzz-Bee for free, so thank you. I wish that meant I was going to be positive, but
nope.
But a quick reminder, I don't hate Buzz-Bee blasters. Here's the Alpha Auto 72, with the drum missing because I forgot to grab it. I think this blaster is totally fine. Not perfect, not the best blaster ever made, maybe not even the best Buzz-Bee blaster ever made, but this one came out recently and I think does a lot of great things at a great price. For some reason, Buzz-Bee likes to keep us all on our toes and give us these highs and lows. But let me make sure I've got something clear. I like using bad blasters, or subpar blasters, basically things that aren't perfect. It's become a staple of my channel. Running things in a war, right? Using something that, oh, that's not gonna be good, I wonder if Beret would use that. I get it, and I can enjoy things that are in fact subpar, but I fully recognize when things are still bad, and I enjoy them for certain reasons. Take for example the Viper Strike, the Nerf Roblox Viper Strike. I don't recommend that one at all, especially at the price point. But I did in fact buy one, and it is pretty funny to use. It's underpowered, it possibly jams a bit, and it feels really cheap, but it's silly, and I enjoy that. For me, I still wouldn't recommend someone go out and get it. Yet for some reason, there are people that interpret that as, if Beret likes a blaster, then that blaster is bad, because Beret likes using bad blasters. What? No, I get the difference, okay? I know what makes a good blaster, and I know that there are still things I can find enjoyable about bad stuff that make it fun for me. But that doesn't mean I'm going to widely recommend it or even say it's a good option. I do in fact know how to lay out information and my experiences for you guys, and you can decide and weigh whether it's a good thing or a bad thing for maybe how you want to spend your money. So understand, when I say that I don't like these things, it should be a major red flag. The Buzz-Bee Pixelator comes in this beautiful package right here. It makes some claims, it gives you 10 darts, it gives you a pixelated magazine. This is the not Minecraft blaster. I have to assume they went with this because it's sort of Minecrafty blocky. It could be a different reason, I don't know. Maybe they really liked the movie Pixels and they were just a few years late on making a blaster tie-in. Unofficially. Ages 6 and up, it comes with all these features on the back, absolutely beautiful. And then of course we've got the Tornado, which comes with 14 darts, or no, it comes with 20 darts, a 14 round magazine, which looks kind of cool. And on the back you've got all these details, beautiful. The Tornado is claiming ranges of up to 90 feet. Okay, and the Pixelator is claiming ranges of up to 100 feet. Okay. The website and boxes might differ a little bit, but it would appear that both of these blasters are recommended for ages 6 or 8 and up. It's going to be an important factor here momentarily. Let's start with the Pixelator. Some people say, well, at least it looks good. I disagree. This looks bad. This looks like a goose. I mean, if you like that, then cool. But I don't really find this very appealing. Yes, top prime, magazine fed, Buzz-Bee has done that before, and they've done it very successfully before, I would argue. This is a newest iteration, and I don't find it very appealing. Maybe you do, the pixels don't add to it. The good that actually is seen in both of these options, the mag release. The mag release is nice. The mag release on both of these, you obviously have to prime back the Pixelator for that one, and then for the Tornado, just goes in like that. Mag release. Nice paddle mag release. I think they should continue using that in their blasters, all things considered. And now for the bad. Basically everything else. The Pixelator, well, does in fact have these blocky textures all across the blaster. A little, red or yellow square here as well that doesn't do anything, so I don't know what's going on there. Goose head in the front. Again, I don't find that very appealing. There are screws on the other side, but yes, This handle, what is going on here? I don't think the overall handle size is that bad, but it is absolutely ruined by that pixelated texture. This has got to be one of the best ways ever to make your blaster handle uncomfortable. I am absolutely blown away by the work they put into that idea. Made even better by the trigger mechanism right here. At least the back is like smooth, but the sides still ruin it. I hate using this thing in a game, and that's probably the worst thing you can say about it. You prime it forward on the top, you have to move your hand back, which then gets nice and, cut up by these pixels. Then you move it forward, and now you can fire it. Why does this whole thing rock? Why isn't it not just this part? I don't know. Who made this decision? Just like, who made this decision for the top rail to be the prime? Look how much real estate you've got in there. Not much. I mean, my finger can fit, I guess. And for a younger kid, sure, maybe it's not that big of an issue. But this is still bumpy. The top is, well, you can put a sight there, apparently. Wait. Oh, it's their other kind of rail. I can't even put this one from the Alpha Auto 72 on there. Cool. Anyway, what you wouldn't want to necessarily unless it actually gave you more real estate to hold it up top so that your hand didn't just slide across and get cut up by this unnecessarily rough texture. So a bad priming experience, a bad firing experience, but, I guess I lied. There's one more okay thing about the Pixelator in particular. The performance isn't that bad. For a stock blaster, the Busby Pixelator is doing 80 FPS, around that range, which I think is totally acceptable for a stock blaster, and I have no issues with that. I think it's comparable to their previously done magazine-fed top-primed Springers, so that is good. But if the user experience is truly awful, then does it really matter? Oh, but you think I'm just assuming that? You think I'm not gonna back this up with some gameplay footage? You're wrong. Of course I've used this in a game. I have put myself through the ringer to make sure this thing is as comfortable as I expected. Once you get in the flow, yes, as I mentioned, you can start shooting relatively quickly. But I did have plenty of experiences where I also got tripped up by this weird handle and trigger system, and you have to recalibrate all of a sudden. I've also had this jam on me. Oh, that's not good. That's really not. Oh, am I jammed? And there's no jam door anywhere on this blaster. So I had to fiddle with it for a while, and fortunately I got it unjammed. Oh, are you serious? Could I actually hit people who were a bit further away? With the right darts? Sure. The included Busby ones? Probably not. Oh yes, you're not ready for this. Ah. Covering fire, ow, ow. Was it fun to use? No. My hand was very uncomfortable. You can hear me saying ow every now and then. And just when you thought the blaster itself was the only unnecessary roughness, it's the magazine coming in clutch. There are also pixels on this guy too, and they stand out even more obtrusively because the magazine's supposed to be kind of smooth so you can put it in the blaster. So using this thing is also uncomfortable. Be gone. Fun fact as well, here's the next one we're going to talk about, the Tornado. Oh, those pixels mean it can't actually fit inside. Cosmetics and a lack of cross-compatibility. What the heck? But the mag that comes with a Tornado can fit in the Pixelator, so it really is just coming down to those unnecessary squares. The Tornado is disappointing for a few different reasons. I think the overall look of the Tornado is totally fine. It seems relatively comfortable to hold like this. I don't mind how it looks, right? The big gears on the top with the opening there so you can see inside. I don't hate that concept either. And of course, it doesn't require any batteries. It's easy to, just put any old magazine in here. I've tried a few and they all seem to work. Another little rail up top in this place. And the handle itself, back here isn't unreasonably sized or uncomfortable. But that's how you fire it. There is no other way to fire other than pulling this back as fast as possible. And I will decrease the volume a little bit when I'm firing this thing because it can be quite loud. And while the Pixelator does seem to have acceptable stock performance, This guy, the Tornado, does not. Now, I mentioned already, both of these blasters are advertised for a younger audience. Yeah, you gotta have better finger strength, Brett. You just gotta pull as quickly as possible so you can get the best performance. Let me tell you, I can't even get up to 70 FPS with this thing. I don't know what you gotta do to make this thing fire super hard, but I can't do it, okay? And I'm an adult. So if I'm having problems with that and we need someone who does rock climbing every weekend or every day of the week, God forbid, then I think we have a problem. This thing is going to underperform other blasters, and furthermore, it's just a pain to use this thing, even for a few shots. I can't give any covering fire with this because you have to pull all the way back and then forward. So you do have to put a lot of work into this handle. My dog's now upset too. He's like, why are you mowing the lawn inside? Stop that, Brett. The more and more you use it, the more it starts to grate on my fingers, and then it starts to ride up into this little part right here. And when you're trading off with this and then the Pixelator, it really just starts to mess up your hand in every possible way. Carpal tunnel, the blaster. I do like the idea of having a blaster not use batteries but still be flywheel powered. The obvious example that comes to mind is the Nerf Rev Reaper, and I find that blaster to be a lot of fun. You can even modify it, I guess, to be a little bit smoother, but that one also had like a prime, so you could really easily control it, not just using your fingers. And I think Busby even did one recently that was, again, just using finger strength. This is more of a chore to actually operate, and I could see myself getting really tired of using it after maybe 1 or 2 magazines. Speaking of magazines, you probably were a little bit interested in this curved magazine. Kind of cool. Here's 14 darts loaded. I think I could fit one more to be 15. It's pretty tight in there, and you can also see, wait a minute, are you sure that's as far as it goes, Brett? You see it doesn't actually curve with it, so yep, so just a lot of wasted real estate there. You can see it says Busby Toys on the side. There's a little lightning bolt on the side of it as well. Busby didn't send me any additional information when they sent me these blasters, so I had to start looking online to see if there was any pricing information, because I haven't been able to find them in any stores either. Maybe they're available in your local area. I think the Pixelator retails for $15, and the Tornado retails for $25. Again, that's just based off of other people's reportings. I have not been able to confirm them myself. $25 for the Tornado is a bit high. And I would say, hot take, I wouldn't buy the Pixelator at any price. Oof. Even on Busby's own website, they don't have pricing information. Guys, what are we doing here? No, seriously, what are we doing here, Busby? Thank you again for sending me these blasters so I could actually use them and get the full user experience. And like I said, I enjoy using bad stuff because it can be fun, but these things were rough. It's hard to find a good reason to use or recommend these blasters. I don't understand how you made these. More of this, or maybe even more of this. Less of this, please. But those are just my opinions, and obviously I'm just a hater. If you have different opinions or comments, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below. Let me know, should I continue using the Busby Pixelator and the Tornado? Should I run those in a war? Again, I don't know what else I can do with them, but maybe you guys will get creative. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Subscribe for less Busby Pixelators.